Analysis, set up live video, go live. All right, cool. Live on TikTok. That's cool. All right, let's get live on Facebook. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? About to get started in a few. Give us a second. We got Trump speaking in about 8 minutes. So the market should get jumping. Should be an exciting day today. All right, there
Sure.
we go.
Question. For the chat, how did they join? Those already
I'm
not.
about to drop. I'm about to drop the link.
All right, bet.
All right, live Facebook. Edit video. Pre-market analysis, June 17th. All right, let me drop it. All right, solid. I'll just go ahead and get started live on everywhere. All right, cool. Let me move this desktop. All right, solid. All right, let's see what we got here. Issue picture. Okay, got my screen sharing. Perfect. Oh wait, gold has come to my level. Wow. Hold
I can start if you want me to start while if you want to do that.
on. Oh yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
All right. Let's see, share screen. Let's go to MAQ 30. This one I want to share. I think it's this chart. Let's see the right chart. Yes, it is. All right, guys. So again, we have first things first, right? When you come to markets, you want to check your economic calendar. And if you check a calendar, you're going to see that Trump is speaking at 8:30 today. We already had news that took place at, I want to say 7:30. I'm pulling up my calendar on my phone. So you can do the same on forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com is where you want to go to. But there's news at 7:30, USD news at 7:30, core retail. Price reacted a little bit. And then we have 8:30, Trump is speaking. And actually, there's going to be FOMC release at 1 and 1:30. So today's going to be a very, very active day. So I'm expecting some good volatility to kick in. But with that being said, AM session, the only news we have is Trump speaking, which coincides with 9:30 opening. So that being said, let's just be on the lookout. But in terms of my expectations right now, looking at this chart, right, all I see is price wanting to make its way higher. We just had the deal with Iran. Supposedly, it's going to get officially signed on Friday, unless something changes in Trump's speech today. Then obviously that can make a difference. But overall, um, we've made a deal with them, and other ministers, prime ministers in the Middle East are also acknowledging that deal. So it sounds like it really happened. It's going to happen. So, and you can see what's happening. Oil prices, they're dropping below almost pre-war levels. So that's being said, no rush. I know it's 8:26 or almost to the hour. You guys are like, I want to press the button. No rushing there. But let's get straight into this. So, daily chart, we have this inverse fair value gap here. I like how price overcame that and it's come back down. Ideally, for us to stay bullish, I want to see price get supported by this daily fair value gap. If you look closely, there's a little gap in between price here as well. So I'm not going to ignore those levels, just expect to sell off. So I'm expecting this bullishness to continue here, especially after we ran lower, took out some liquidity, right? Hop into this fair value gap here, reject it, and now we're coming down in here. I always see us push higher, okay? And just in comparison to US 30 though, US 30, I'm just going to use this chart for now. US 30 has already made an all-time high. This is my only little concern, is that US 30 is running ahead of the whole market, which is okay because this is a barometer of the market. So ideally, when it's running ahead, it shows that likelihood S&P and Nasdaq will follow. That's how I look at it, right? So, so that's that. And then let's go back to S&P. S&P, same thing. We have a daily fair value gap. Ideally, I want to see a support price. If it goes below here, we have this little space in here that can then push price higher. But to me, these highs look good for the taking, right? This is the easiest path to liquidity is right here. Coming in all the way over here will be hard, especially with the news that has been released. So my expectations are just trying to find a bullish momentum, okay? Going back to NASDAQ again, 4-hour chart. Again, 4-hour chart, we drop lower into this level. If you draw Fibonacci, high to low, we didn't get to the 50%. But key thing, a lot of times you could just measure the start of an order block, start for changing delivery. Is a more deeper concept. You can look at that range from the opening to the high, and below 50%, that's also good. So we've come below 50% if you look at the angle, and we had this fair value gap here that can easily support price and push us higher. So I want to watch to see what happens there, right? But to me, the liquidity is all the way up here, okay? On the second hand, though, I am also watching this 4-hour level here. Do we overcome that? Because this can easily hold price a little bit and drop us a little bit lower, and then still push higher, okay? So I'm watching this level here, and you'll see more details on the 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart, what we do have, again, guys, is a nice drop here. So we just look at the 1-hour chart. This is where here, this fair value gap to me is crucial. In fact, this whole range, you see this fair value gap here? I don't want to put too much on my chart. Because if I want to take a bear stance, I would expect to run here and then drop lower. And then from here, we can be bullish. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Yeah, I'd rather see, if I see a run higher, then a drop lower, I'll be expecting sales. But if I see a drop lower first, taking out this liquidity, I'll look for buys. Okay, so we have a low here and a high here. We're in this range. So I want to see what price interacts with first between this low and this high. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. And 15-minute chart, we have these lows here again, and then this high. So I want to watch if price runs up higher first and rejects. I would expect some type of sell-off. Okay. And then 5-minute chart, I had marked this out. I didn't take these buys, but I was expecting this to push price higher. If you look closer, and it's 8:30 by the way already. The news just released. But I like the idea of this level acting as inverse to push price higher. But keep in mind, again, I'm not in no rush. Even though the market open, everyone's excited, press the button. I would say today, calm down a little bit. Wait for 10 o'clock. Okay. Because you see, as much as we had this nice little pop I was expecting, look at the reaction already. Okay. So just to make it very simple, to stay bullish, I'd rather see a run lower first. Because if you think about it, they started here. Yes, around these highs. So that's good. But, I'd rather see, when the day started at midnight, it had a high here and a low here in place. High here and low here in place. So around these highs, that's cool. And I like how it rejected. But now we start at 7 a.m., right, session. And what do we have in praise? So we really had these lows here and this high here. This low and this high. So again, to be bullish, I'd rather see a run on one side first. Run on this liquidity will be great to then take us higher. Or even at this point, since 7 a.m. created a new low here, a run here first to then be bullish. In terms of bearishness, again, run higher first and then I'll expect bearishness. So apart from that, I'm just going to stick to the sidelines for now and just watch price run out either liquidity. Let me just highlight them real quick so we can just have that, and then I'll pass it over to second operator to talk about what he's expecting. But these are both liquidity I'll be watching. And I would like to see what price does at these levels. and how it interacts. This one to me is really a minor liquidity pool, but if this goes, let's just say it takes out this low, but S&P does not, or S&P goes a little deeper, then this liquidity become more significant. So this low gets taken out, and it turns around here. While S&P took out previous day's low, this low becomes more significant, and I'll expect bullishness. All right, so fairly simple on my side, and I'll pass it over to Ozebo. And also, guys, keep in mind, SpaceX. I'm watching SpaceX IPO, so it's interesting to see if this ever turns around. We started all the way down here, and we've been pushing. So just pay attention. This is a huge IPO. This is a huge. I'm echoing. I'm echoing back there. I'm echoing. Yeah. This is a huge IPO, and this is something we should watch. This is great historical context and a great time to, even if you're not trading this, just pay attention to how an IPO opens and see if it ever turns around and study that price pattern. So I'm really watching SpaceX every day to kind of see if we get that reversal. For now, these highs still look like it's gonna blow through them. All right. Well, anyways, I'll pass it over to the second operator now.
Solid. Not sure why you were echoing. Let me see. Let me share my screen. Share screen. All right. All right, so I'm looking at a few things right now. Okay. All right, so the main thing I'm watching right now is actually some gold sales. Obviously we opened up here, so go to the hour first. You see that we started the week here, so we opened up the week. Okay, we went bullish since then, and all we really did was take out previous weekly highs. Okay, so with us taking out previous weekly highs, we dropped, building up liquidity. We failed to make a higher high, made a higher low. So we're building up a lot of liquidity below Monday's lows. So ideally, I would like to see price Monday's lows and maybe come in for this gap. But that is going to be dependent on DXY. So you just got to be patient. So we are consolidating right now. We could be consolidating until FOMC. 830 is really not doing anything right now on gold. But if you look on gold, we see right here that we took out this high over here and we dropped. We failed to take out this low, building up equal lows. So retail is thinking this area is support. Okay. So now with that, what I now noticed is we have this nice 5 minutes fair value gap over here. Look how this 5 minute fair value gap kind of pushed price up and held as support. So once we finally break below it, okay, I now drew that out, and coming into the markets this morning, I saw how we were building up equal highs over here. Okay. So now once price comes and pokes into here, look at how this green candle failed to close above the highs. Okay. So we're getting some rejection. So this is what I want to see. So now we just need to see if volume can kick in, and then we can get a drop off to Monday's lows. So that's what I see for gold. Yeah, I really don't see any bulls unless FOMC just does something crazy. But I would like to see us run on liquidity to the downside first before we go up. And then let's see, what else am I looking at? I think. Let me see where it is. Here we go. US 30 bullish, not doing anything, not touching US 30 today. NASDAQ as well. So for NASDAQ, one thing I am watching is we have this 4 hour fair value gap, okay, that kind of supported price down right here. We finally closed above it, so I was anticipating that we'll use this 4 hour fair value gap as support, but as you can see, we broke through it, and now we're kind of retesting it, okay. So I want to see if this area will act as resistance to go lower. Once again, we just need to wait till FOMC, because especially NASDAQ is very close to all-time highs as well. Okay, so S&P, kind of the same thing. I had this 4 hour fair value gap that we closed above. I was hoping we'll use it as support, but now it's kind of rejecting it, so maybe we'll go lower. But yeah, that's really all I see. Um, just gotta be patient. Let's see on, and I really want to see gold deliver. Pushing bullish right now. No SMT. Actually, we have had SM. No, we haven't. Yeah, I think that's all I got. I just gotta be patient.
All right, you want to keep sharing the screen or want me to take over? It's up to you.
Yeah, you can take over.
All right, let's do this. Let's do some live trading. Let's do some live trading now. Lock in. Let's see. Let's look at price again. This is read price today. Okay, so one thing I want to point out is, all right. So guys, again, what I'm waiting for is run on this liquidity here, this one below. Then do we get some rejections? Again, give us momentum higher. Okay, it's very simple. Or second scenario, we run up higher first, take out some highs, and then get some rejection. All right. But looking at this, you can see it looks like we want to gravitate lower. What I have marked up, new the opening gap high, new the opening gap low. Let's kind of zoom out and look at this from a regular trading hour perspective. So look at it from a regular trading hour perspective, guys. I mean, it's equal. Well, not equal highs here. Never mind, I'll take that back. But there's liquidity below. If we could, like, I like this level down here. If we could get some momentum to push us lower, okay. I do like that. There's a lot of liquidity on regular trading hours. That's the rest into the low side. On the upside too, there's liquidity up here. So that's where I'm just relying on higher time frame to say, end of the day, the daily chart, this level here is significant. Even beyond this level here, again, this little gap here is significant. So it's just an easier path higher. Is how I'm looking at this. So that's what my brain is stuck on. Now let's go to this 15-minute chart again. And what I have highlighted again is the opening gaps. Low, there's opening gap here. So price closed here and open up here today. So you want to watch how price interacts those levels. All right. So let's go to the 5-minute chart. And we're going to go back to electronic trading hours. On 5-minute chart, guys, this looks, all this liquidity here, this looks, price gets run through that, you know. Electronic trading hours, cool. So now we're back again. Keep in mind the gaps are here and down here. All right, we're going to keep on the 5-minute, 1-minute chart. Now, 1-minute chart, ideally, this fair value gap should deliver shorts right here. So this is a good study. Let's see how that delivers shorts right here. Already at the low, so I'm not going to, I wouldn't take this personally just because we're already near these lows right here. But just pointing this out. What looks more attractive to me, honestly, if we can run above here and do this. But again, I'm not, this is just, we're trading in the range, so I'm not really pressed about pressing the button. Even though I can see these levels, I'm not pressed right now, pressing the button because we haven't really done anything. We're just in the range. Okay. Let's highlight for a second London's range. 2 o'clock. I like what happened in London before London break, 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. I like to highlight that level sometimes. Just pay attention, see what price did. Here. That's essentially London's high and low, that low box. So typically if we're below this level, then we can expect a little reversal. If we're above it, expect a reversal too. If we're in the box, consolidation. Oh. We're studying price here. Watching these levels, nothing crazy. And you'll notice how it left. So at 9:30 opening, we haven't done no run on liquidity. Left these lows here intact. And S&P did the same thing. So the way this chart looks right now, let's look at the 1 minute only. Let's see. Yeah, it's a lot of liquidity up here. This is a resistance level. So with this momentum right now, let's see if we can get above here. As long as we will come to fair value gap here, I'm watching this. If we close within here, then these lows are still nice for the taking. Okay? Notice out here act as an order block. This last set of down close candles. This price traded above them. This is giving an order block, trades in there, and we're pushing. These highs here obviously look nice for the taking. See how we just disrespect all of this? This looks easy taking out. Wonder what that guy Trump is saying.
All right.
Highs taken. Yeah, still no buttons pressed, just being patient. Trying to see, look analyze is anything Trump is saying. Whatever he says doesn't necessarily significantly matter. It does, but the charts are going to show it. So we just took out this liquidity here, guys. And now we're seeing some rejection. That's good. Let's see, 5-minute chart. All right, we're seeing some rejection here. I like that actually. Why? If you look at it from 15-minute perspective, there's a nice little fair value gap right here. So this could also deliver some. Let's see if this wants to deliver any sort of sells here. Already getting straight to it. Let's go 5-minute chart. It's that 1 minute chart. All right. I like how we took out liquidity. All right. 930 dropped, and then came back and took this while leaving equal lows on a 5 minute chart. So I like that. The question is, do we have momentum then take us lower now? Let's be patient still. Another thing I didn't maybe mention, make clear enough. Again, whenever I like to look at whenever price opens, so what are the highs and lows that exist, and what highs does it create on its own after open? So if you think 930, create this high, and then left these lows. So when 930 opened, we had these highs up here in place and this low in here, and also created this low. So this is significant. The fact that we ran higher and took out this liquidity, and now we're dropping, this could easily lead to this sell-off here. All right, so I'm gonna try some shorts here. Let me do this real quick. 1 second. Okay, we're gonna try some shorts right here. Yeah, it's all demo, so don't take this. It shouldn't be live trading. Don't trade live. That's what I'm saying. This is just demo balling. Okay, reading price action, nothing crazy. All right, so I like this trade happen right here, and I want to see price potentially go to these lows right here. All right, so it's a nice 1 to 3. All right, and if it gets more serious, you can see around below here. All right, so that's a 1 to 6. So it's worth the squeeze. How do I reset this price chart? All right, I'm gonna hide the entry because it's just too much on my chart. But just the reason why I'm considering that trade is I like the idea of how we took out this liquidity, and then now we're pushing away, and we trade those fair value gap here. So ideally, this is what I don't want to see price do. If it does this, then I want to see this level hold price and take us lower. So we did leave this equal lows. And 30s over here going all the way to its previous day's highs here. So seeing nice momentum so far. And we're going to put some limits here. So let's do this. So we're going to put a buy limit below here. All right. One buy limit right here. And then we have to take profit down here as well. So we'll see if we can get there. And again, I'm going to hide these entries for now, so it doesn't block our chart or clutter the chart. So you see that nice movement, guys? Look how beautiful price is moving. Put a fire in the chat feed if you like what you're seeing, right? I'm calling this live. This is live trading, reading price action. Well, let me delete this. Is not an order block no more. Ready to do this thing. So this was an order block when it jumped after we closed above here. This sell down close candles. We trading here, then went higher. It's already done its job. So this is no longer significant for me as an order block. Now, what I do like, again, this is why equal lows tend to get tagged. We haven't got here yet, but likelihood I like how we're approaching these levels. So let's see if we can get to these equal lows here. All right, so nice little pullback. Again, this inverse fair value gap is, to me, should be the blocker here. If we trade outside it, then this whole trade is dead. In this case, add to this right here. Let's add a one contract. Because again, I'm just sticking to the conviction that this should drop lower. All right. And all it did, as much as that pullback is aggressive, you know, this is still a level to enter. So I added to this position, one more contract, and I still want to see this thing find its way lower. That's the exact reaction I want to see. See how I just wicked in there, dropped, wick. This is exactly what I want to see. We need to see some momentum now kicking here. And I also like this level more because it's above the opening price. So we want to see price start finding its way lower here. It's a good rejection. We need some momentum. Notice how price didn't even have the strength to close above the midnight opening price. So when you're a seller, you want to be selling above midnight opening price, right? So we have equal lows left, price trading above midnight opening price, taking liquidity, and then give us a nice breakdown here, overcoming this fair value gap here, which triggered me to go short. So at this point, that's a good trade, win or lose. Win or lose, like that's the thought process that went into this. I'm just gonna stick with it. That's a little too long here. I don't like this, if I'm being real. It should have already melted off. But again, we're just going to stick to the conviction. What you don't want to do is, or at least what I'm avoiding to do, is like peeling off some areas. You know, sometimes you might be in a trade, it's dancing around too much, and you're like, okay, you become unsure. And then you start closing out, and then you realize it's dropping, and you add to it. You know, I'm not going to mess with the trade. So that's not a good habit. You're better off, you already seen your reason. The logic is there. Stick to logic. Even though this dance around taking place, you know, what makes a good trade is the ability to ignore all of that and just let your idea play out, right? Either you take the loss or you take the win. But to mess around with the trade in between it not even showing you whether it wants to go higher or lower, just because you become more, you know, your patience is becoming thinner and thinner. And the markets can be rational longer than you can be rational. So all this dancing around, even though you know it's likely to go lower, you got to be able to ignore it and just sometimes put the trade in and walk away. Put your limits in. Already have targets down here, and already have our stop loss in place. Okay. So if you look again, this is our entry right here, and this is our limit right there. All right, we're expecting. I thought I added to this position. I don't know why. I clicked sell here. Maybe didn't add. I don't know, but I thought I added to that position there. But whatever. Regardless, it's demo here, so I guess I'm gonna leave the position running on. Okay, this is exactly the beautiful mental one. See this, guys? It's sexy. And keep in mind, we still have those lows. I mentioned that if we get below here, we have those initial lows I told you, midnight opening price, where price. So again, look at the 15-minute chart. Price opened up here. It never took out these lows here. It had low highs here, took out, but these lows are also significant. So let's see if we get that. Okay. Again, if you like what you're seeing, guys, this is why you should follow the channel. We've been doing this. This ain't nothing new. Look at that beauty. Mwah, chef's kiss. How you like that? How you like that? All right. Beautiful. So at this point, we're seeing price drive even more lower. So we'll see if we get to this low down here. But it's beautiful. But we do have SMT. So if you pay attention to your chart, you notice that S&P 500 has not ran lower yet. So the idea of it going here is still in the books, but I'm now very cautious. Hold on, guys. So I'll do something over here. 1 second. Okay. So, and at this point, you can move your stop loss. Where do you want to move the stop loss? You know, we can move this stop loss right here. In reality, I'd really rather not see price. I'll leave right here. It's okay. And I'm going to take off one more just because, all right, there's no need to even. I'm going to move the stop loss right here, though. Yeah, this is cool. This is good enough. Let's confirm that. How do you confirm this? Okay. All right. So if you want to be a part of this, of our group, again, like just easy, you know, follow the page. Follow the page. Stop playing with stuff. We're only gonna get more aggressive in terms of, you know, doing more live videos and live training. That's why I left it. I've been traveling, haven't had time to do this, but you know, this is part of the game. We've been going live pre-market, telling you guys what the market's gonna do, and it's doing it. We've been calling the chat, all of that, and now you get to experience this live. And 9 times out of 10, not 10 out of 10. Well, it's always gonna be on the demo, but guess what? You know, whoever you learn from or whoever mentor you learn from, if they're not able to reprice in person like this, then and they only show you hindsight stuff. What is the purpose? Are you really teaching you? There's like a real game scenarios. We're telling you what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and it's playing out right in your face. Look at that beauty right here. So now we're expecting these lows to get tagged. This level here can act as resistance as well. So I'm very cautious of that. And what I'm also going to do is look at, and finally S&P 500, by the way, says finally, guys, taking out its low as well. What I'm also going to do is try to draw an extension. Let me see how low can this go, right? So we already hit 1 standard deviation of the London. So this alone is strong. A second standard deviation will be here. So ideally, this I would like to see this get tagged, this new day opening gap low. Again, let's look at it from a regular trading hour perspective one more time. All right, we still have these lows here. So these lows should get tagged. Ideally. Let me take away the standard deviations for a second. Ideally, it should get tagged. This is literally right there for the taking. Yeah, it should get tagged. So this is what I'm gonna do. I only have 1 contract left. Dang. Okay, whatever. Because I do like the idea of it coming down here too some more. So this is what I'll do. We're just gonna move this here. But as price, if price does get momentum to go further lower, I'm just gonna keep moving my stop loss. I don't know why this didn't move. I moved it here, did I not? Okay, see, this demo acts weird sometimes, but whatever. Okay, let's back focus on the 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart. We're gonna keep the focus there. Okay. Okay, I'll take profit, they move. So another level, if I have more contracts on, if price was to make its way here, I would definitely consider taking something off there. Here, ideally, I don't want to see price run beyond this. I really don't want to see price run beyond this. This would be a problem. I mean, could run beyond on this and still drop, but rather, obviously, I'm short, so I don't want to be giving up too much of my position. We already closed out 2 contracts, so we're solid for the day. But I rather price stay below here and then give us that drop here. Okay. I don't even want it to see a break and retest. You know, a lot of retail traders be like, "Oh, it broke structure. Let it retest and hit this." I don't want to see that. I don't want it to give retail basic knowledge, entries. At that point, it's probably going to hit destruction and go higher. All right, look how beautifully it's dropping, guys. You can't make this up, right? See how it's going toward our target? Beautiful. And at this point, I would be taking something off here because it's only 10 points away from here. I can take some more off, And honestly speaking, on my phone, I'm in positions on my other account. So I got a demo for you guys for legal reasons, legal protections. But, I'm obviously doing things on other accounts. So if you hear me stall, that's why. But okay, so what have we had here, guys? This is a 180-point drop almost, right? We got in at 34.87. This is the execution, right? Let's look at it. Let's see, settings, trading, execution marks. And I'm mad that it, mind you guys, I added to that position here. They didn't give it to me, whatever. You guys saw me click buy, sell on this right here. But it's why it's a demo sometimes. They play around. But I wanted to add a position as a retraced here. While most people would be fearful, oh, it's pulling back. Oh my God. And these candles look more aggressive when they were playing out. Right? It did feel uncomfortable, even for me. But like I already had made up my mind. I already saw what price wants to give us. And it's either give it or not give it. So we entered here anyways. Based off this level, 1 minute fair value gap being overcome, and based off taking liquidity, and we dropped aggressively. So from 30,487 all the way to 30,030, that's a 100-point drop. I mean, the day is done. I don't got to do nothing else. All right, even though I'm expecting bullishness overall, I can just pack it up, and be satisfied. That's likely what's going to happen once we get to our target, unless the second operator has anything else he wants to share. But for me, this is already deemed a successful day. 100-point drop. That's all you need every day to get to the bag. Okay. So we're going to keep watching this. And I'm going to turn off the executions at this point. Okay. But you guys see the, in fact, let me screenshot this actually. I got to screenshot this. This is sexy. You want to screenshot this and take notes, right? Take notes about what happened today. And you do this every single day. You're only going to get better. All right. Okay. Well, let's see. Give that retest, that break and retest, which I don't like to see. So, but I'm watching this fair value gap here. I don't like how it came back and hit this level. This could easily then start, honestly speaking, sliding. But I rather, if I want to flip bullish today, like I said, I wanted to, I gotta see those lows get taken out, man. I want to see that taken out. I just want to see that taken out. Okay. And I'm looking at S&P actually. So S&P, let's see, it's coming close to running out its previous day's low. It hasn't done it yet. So again, only way I'll flip bullish. Well, one scenario is if we don't take out these hit this level and take out this low down here that I'm expecting on NASDAQ. If S&P takes out its previous day's low, then and price starts turning around and overcoming these gaps, then yeah, you can consider bullish movement. But until then, everything that I've called, my expectations are still lower. We also have a signals chat, by the way. Okay. So and we're not always going to do this live. Sometimes we do this live privately. So that's why, again, if you want to be part of the community, right? We go live sometimes just within our community and live trade. So if you want to be part of that, again, I don't know if you're watching on YouTube, TikTok, whatever avenue you're watching, get in contact with us. There's probably a link somewhere. DM us, whatever you want to do to get in contact if you want to be part of this group. Or you want to be part of getting that equity. All right, so equity heist. All right. All right, so the level still fair value gap still holding. We like that. But again, our day's already done. This is just we get extra, we get extra. If not, hey, I could care less.
Good shit, my brother.
Sure. You know how we do it at the equity heights.
Gold ain't doing nothing. Just sit on my hands.
That's why it just turned to 10 o'clock anyway. So it's like it just became 10 o'clock last count. So turn around.
Where's my next meeting?
See, guys, why I don't like that break and retest and get retail. A lot of retail trades, but we finally got break and retest, so we can sell this. But it's too late to the party. I won't be surprised if this runs up and takes out some liquidity. I just won't be surprised. Let's look to the left of the chart. Actually, I like this 5 minute. I like this fair value gap. It needs to hold place. So we're gonna make this lower time frame only. Only lower time frame. But look at this 5 minute chart to the left. Let's see if this one's a hold place. Okay. Let's see if this holds place, guys. There's still hope. So if you're breaking retest logic, let's see if there's hope here. But typically, when you see that breaking retest play out, you will see like a fair value gap there as well. But let's see. This looks good. We did not take out lows on either S&P or NASDAQ. So I still want to see this thing go lower one more time. Okay. That's ideal. We have our stop loss in a nice place. Let me take away the trading execution marks. Cool. And we gotta play that real quick. It's one of the anthems.
Run that.
Trying to make meals. Trying to find my way, waking up every day on my knees to pray. Then it's time to get the cake. If I don't, who will? Trying to make bills, rather than my will for my kids when I leave. Thinking ahead, my greatest weapon is my head. Mindset, doing alphabets, get the P's, roll the G, fly overseas, give it the D. Too many rounds, gas tank on E. Have fit, roll up another D. I think I'm really him. She wanna settle down. She look around town for a baller, not a clown. She's a queen. She just wants her crown. Get it by enemies. Just be a good girl and close up your knees. Just believe I only fuck with hustlers and girls who got degrees. Baby, kiss me and maybe I can wait that feet to a fuck with a me. Take a chance, come a bit with me. Everything peaceful around here. We make money off our phones, spend it like we don't care. Get it right back when I'm trading US 30. Then a quick crack before lunch hour. Let me go take a nap, baby girl. Let me do some laps in that thing. She like when I do my thing. Switching lanes, paper plane, champagne. Still balling in the game. P.O. Boy, you know the name. Trying to find my way, waking up every day. All I need is still pray. Then it's time to get a game. Make my money.
What y'all know about that? What y'all know about that, POZ?
They don't know nothing about that, man.
Come on, man. You gotta get your playlist updated. Stop playing. Stop playing.
Have you listened to the new one?
I listened to the new one. The new one. They ain't ready for that. They ain't ready for that. They're not ready. All right. Look, guys. This is what I was saying, right? Personally, I really hate a break and retail. It plays out, don't get twisted, but notice how I said I'd rather see prices drive lower. Once it start hitting this level here, this break and retest, I became more. It's probably just gonna run liquidity because then the basic knowledge, which it works sometimes, don't get it twisted, but more than times not, it's gonna fail. So the basic knowledge is retail. Once you break structure, okay, now getting sales. It's already too late. It's already too late. And guess what? We're also below midnight opening price. So your likelihood of this playing out becomes significantly lower because when you're below opening price, you want to be what? Buying. If you're above it, then you want to sell. So if this break and retest happen and we're above midnight opening price, okay, now your odds increase. Essentially, what I'm trying to highlight here is use your opening prices as reasons to go short or long. Use them as your real, your MACDs or your real, what's the overbought, oversold. Pay attention to these levels. Every trade you want to take, ideally, if you're buying, you want to be below the opening price. Whether that's midnight opening price, whether that's 9:30 opening price, whether that's 7 a.m. opening price. Those are all significant levels. 2 a.m. opening price. Every opening price should be treated as overbought or oversold. And you want to be buying, if you want to be a buyer, below the opening price and a seller above the opening price. It's very simple. So that's why, as much as, my shorts, where they take place? Up here, above opening price. If you're someone that's trying to still sell this, what happens is, let me make sure I actually got out my trade on my other account. I'm over here talking to you guys. Hold on. Okay, cool. I missed that little chicken talking to you guys, but we good. Okay, so what happens is this. Pay attention to this if you're trying to sell this. 9:30 open price up here. So if you're trying to sell this, you're below that. Midnight open price up here. You're trying to sell this, you're below that. Your odds of that playing out is lower. 7 a.m. open price. Where's 7 a.m.? It's somewhere around here. So you want to be a buyer at this point. This is going to buy right now. This right here, to me, this should be an order block. The price ideally should not even go below this level here. Well, it could, but to me, this should buy now. So what I'll watch is this. To the left, let's look to the left real quick. This 5 minute over here. This to me is actually insignificant right now. I'm gonna delete this part, but I'll be watching here. This could easily just push higher and take out these highs. Again, I wanted to see S&P or at least take out its previous day's lows. We didn't get that, whatever. But this could easily, and then 10 o'clock tends to be like a turning point as well. So pay attention. This is 10 o'clock right here, guys. This is why I told in the chat, wait till after 10 o'clock. So now chat actually told folks, wait till after 10 o'clock. But I'm training live with you guys. Always I can see things. I have experience. But this is 10 o'clock right here. It can start turning around, and we see that. So now if we're to zoom out, look at it from a bigger picture. What do you have? Now, I would expect to run higher, but I really don't like how this high already took out this high. So it becomes a high resistance liquidity run. Okay, quick lesson since we're here. You see this low and that low? Before we did this drop in here, this was low resistance liquidity run because there has not been any run on liquidity on this low, right? This low just came short and failed to take out this low. So when price goes higher and starts coming down, this becomes a low resistance liquidity run. Now in this case, where we're seeing price want to go higher, this high did get taken out by this high. So this becomes a high resistance liquidity run. It could run there, but it's gonna have a tougher time to get up here. But it could run there. Don't get twisted. But that's how I look at things. That's how you want to look at things. Like if there's already been a run on liquidity, some damage already done, for price to get back to that level, it'll be harder on price to get back above these highs. Versus if this low was lower than this low, then it'd be easy run on liquidity. Okay. But anyways, that's a quick lesson. But turn around here, 10 o'clock, we're pushing. If this thing is bullish at this point, again, this order block here, like I was mentioning, should not want to give out. Oh, battery low. So this order block comes to drawdown here. So a good entry would have been something like this. I'm done for the day, so I'm not really interested, but this could have been an entry right here. Going long. Take out this side. Barely 1 to 2. I don't really care for this personally. But that entry would have been valid because guess what? You're below midnight open price. You're below 9:30 open price. So it makes sense for price to want to then find its way higher. All right, guys. So yeah, so you see that pushing, and I call this that this is like the total price, but I just wanted to make sure I was looking correctly, so I just gave more room. Meaning, this 5-minute level here is still solid. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. This level here is still resistant price. Again, my eyes would be up here, but this is a high resistance liquidity run, guys. Let's kind of zoom out. Actually, speaking of something here, do you see a low resistance liquidity run? And I see both, right? These highs, see these highs on the 1 hour chart? Smooth, easy to take it out. This low here, tough. These highs look cleaner, guys. I like to see clean highs. These highs here look cleaner. Price gets drive towards that. Yep. 15-minute chart already did some damage, guys. So again, for it to come back, so think about it again. For it to come back lower again, it's probably gonna be tougher from a 15-minute perspective. This is a high resistance liquidity run for it to go lower. It's much easier to go higher. Much easier to go higher. So that being said, I'll stick to bullishness and expect a run here. See this here? Now this is smooth liquidity right here. Smooth highs. Smooth, beautiful highs here. So this could deliver. 1 minute, man. I'm hearing some tunes right now.
Tell me all the things I like to hear. Not a sound while I drill you, pull your head. Touch your body rough, but gentle. I'm a gentleman, let me stimulate your mental. We can run it up a drama intercontinental. You're very special, it's essential. You take this chance while rolling with Ozzy Roll. We can have the world just let me see that kitty. She be always happy when I pull up unannounced. But she be always mad when I say I have to bounce. Try to make the money if you want to stay around. Let me work my finesse, girl, I got this shit down. I really like it when I make a plan and it works. And I really like it when it gives me everything I earn. Keep on making moves, it's the only way to strive. You know what to be true when you finally arrive. Damn, I done finally arrived. Let it see the actions of a young nigga live. Let it see the money make a nigga feel alive. Prayers for my people, it look a hell of a life. Alive, you only got my life. So you better wake up and you better go and grind. Make some money, travel, say the word before you die. That's that your way, money for your kids and they survive.
All right. This also here, right? You want to see this act as an order block here, right here. Again, I'm not interested in pressing buttons anymore, but what we're ready to call now, we're expecting bullish price action. 10 o'clock, look at that beautiful turnaround. So let's see if this one's act as an order block. If it doesn't, what I'll be more interested in, I'd rather see a pullback in here if I'm being real. if I want to have the most nice entry, it has to be down here. So this is what I'm actually gonna do. Let's do this. What time is it? 9:20. I'm just gonna put a buy limit down here. All right. I'm gonna put a stop loss right here. This is what I would like to see. If it could even do that, but it doesn't have to. At this point,
I think he dropped for a little bit. I still haven't done nothing on gold yet, guys. Being patient. I'm trying to pop a fat lot on gold, man. Empty. Extract alert. All right, y'all. Let me share my screen. All right, so it's kind of what I'm watching, guys. I was hoping this 5-minute loot zone would support price down, but we closed above it, came back, retested, and now we're going to push for Asian highs. So let's see what happens around Asian highs. So far, this is looking very bullish. But once again, like I said, I still like all these equal lows down here.
my fault, man.
I'll go. I'll let you take back over.
My laptop had died, man. It's just too much heat. It's too much heat going on.
Figured. Asian highs marked. So, guys, watching this range, Asian high. Oh, this was yesterday New York high, and then the lows. We're in range, equal lows here. We're taking out this high. Let's see if we can take out this high and then maybe start breaking down. If not, we can go test Monday highs. Unless we want to go test Monday highs before even dropping. Let's see. Actually, we might go take out Monday high too. Forget this. We'll go take out Monday high. Yeah, let's go take out Monday high. And then maybe drop off. Then it's just pushing. Where's this volume coming from? Oh, yeah. NASDAQ going bullish too, like you said. I'll let you take back over.
All right, let me do that. Well, I think I should have wrong screen. Hold on. Wrong screen share. All right. Window. Is it this one? Cool. All right. Guys, we're back. We're back. Okay. What do we say? We're above these highs. We get there, right? Remember how I said this order block's gonna play out. Look at that playing out. Beautiful. Why? We're right at midnight. You want to be entries right near or at midnight opening price. Order block forms there. Beautiful. We take off. And then remember, I even called this one down here. I said this order block, I would like to see it push higher. Ideally, not even come back. We did get that. So these highs, again, smooth. What is a real target here? This high up here. All right, I want to be satisfied. Well, I'm not trading anymore, but this is where I'll be satiated right here, up here. What is already done? We literally, you guys saw me call this the whole trade, calling the turning point right at 10 o'clock, what's going to happen, likely happen. We came very close to our lows that I was calling out. We didn't take those, but we came very, very close. We sold price up here. This is just a beautiful picture perfect day. All we do is create a market maker sell model. And ideally now, again, this price here should not want to do any deep retracement unless it's going to come all the way back down and take out these lows. This structure here, this 1 minute structure here should stay in place. So it comes here, this can act as support and then push price higher. We start breaking lower, guys. We still have lows here. But I doubt it because, again, go back to the 15-minute chart. This becomes running back here becomes what? High resistance liquidity run because Ray did damage here. So for a price come all the way back down here, it's aggressive versus taking on these highs. So your eyes should be focused on these highs up here. All right. And that being said, I'm also going to highlight this level here now. I like this level now again. And maybe if price has momentum going here, it doesn't have to do all of that, but you know. So back to that 1 minute chart. And guess what? The buys will still be valid, right? If we go below, guess what? Go below 930 opening price. So here, again, I'm done for the day, so I don't care. But here'll be a nice add-on. Well, since we're demoing, right? Let's demo. Let's demo. Here's a nice add-on. All right. I'll put my stop loss below here. All right. So now, again, expectations up here. All right. So that's a 1 to more than 1 to 2, right? And then really, if we get real bullish, expectations are still all the way up here. So 1 to almost a 1 to 3. So again, it really did damage today, guys, but we're just gonna try to demo this one and see what comes out of this. I'm put the stop loss right here. Right here. It's cool. And then so now you know my stop loss down here. What I'm gonna do is then hide this entry so I don't want too much clutter on my chart. So let's look at price purely. And honestly speaking, I'm gonna take this level off too. I don't really care to see that anymore. I truly like the idea of us running higher, if I'm being real, because this whole level here, all right, let's just look at it from a retail perspective. What does this look like? Resistance. Well, price keeps coming up here and rejecting. This whole area here was like a supply zone, quote unquote. When I used to trade supply zones, this would be a significant area where just basic knowledge would tell me to sell up here. So I'd rather see them push through all of this. Like, yeah, we came in here to liquidity, but I would like to see them like really run this and then go to these highs and then perhaps in this levels here. Okay, so let's keep watching this. And if that plays out, you have to subscribe. You have to subscribe. In fact, you have to join the chat. We start getting too much momentum here on the low side, then I'll just be uninterested for the day. Today is already been successful. So this right here, just extra business. See, this momentum, I don't like it. And they hit our stop loss, but I don't like this aggression, right? Just because NASDAQ and S&P, none of them took out previous day's lows. My brain is still there, low key though. Let's see, this order block has the strength to hold this. If this order block cannot hold, and this whole trade is, the bias is problematic. All right. See that momentum? No bueno, guys. That's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to see if you're a bull here. This could easily go to those lows. In fact, I think that's exactly what it's going to do now. So if we look, it probably hit our stop loss here. Let's see. It hasn't hit it yet, but it's going to hit it. I will not be a fan of this. In fact, if I was going back in this, which I won't because Ray had a good day today, I would be more looking at this now. Does this want to act as a breaker? Support price. Does this want to act as a breaker to then drop price? That's where my mindset will be now. All right, but again, I'm gonna do this right here. Visibility. So in reality, I'll flip this right here like this. And then have something like this. All right. And my expectation would be, again, all the way back down here now at this point. Just because we didn't take out those lows, that's what I would consider. Again, please, guys, remember, this is all demo. This is extra work. We already did the good business here. Already called these sells beautifully earlier today. This nice sell-off. So now we're just watching price. But this, ideally now, if I wanted to be anything in price, I'll be a seller because this breaker here. This price here ran out, took liquidity. We left. We didn't take the previous day's lows. I didn't like that. So we could just see price in again, gravitate back lower here. Either S&P does it or NASDAQ does it. Yep. And we're seeing some bearishness from US 30 coming as well. So watching that. Again, do not put real capital behind this. We're just reading price action. The whole goal is to interact with these PD arrays. When we see them and they make sense, you want to take advantage of those and just, keep on getting your free throws, getting your practice in. That's the goal. Mm-hmm. All right. So let me just zoom into this 1 minute chart specifically. 5 minute chart here. 5 minute chart here. Okay. So against 1 minute chart here, I want to see, delete this right here. How you delete this? It's in the way. Do this. I want to see this act as a breaker. This would just be the last call here before I got other stuff to do. But this breaker right here, I want to see this support hold price lower and push price lower at this point, right? Because we already did some damage up here, take a liquidity. And I didn't, what I was saying is if we're going to stay bullish, this range here from low to high, I want to see that stay in place. But obviously took that out and traded back here. And what is this level here? This is midnight opening price. So we formed the breaker right midnight opening price without taking out previous day's lows. This could easily tank. All right. Okay. Now this should act as an order block. I really would not want to see a strong bullish candle here. This, I want to see this act as an order block. This last upclose candle, I want to see that push price lower. That's what I want to see. Look at that from a 5-minute perspective again. 5-minute chart. If 5-minute chart, it pull back in this level here. So let's see. We start having strong momentum here, I'll be less of a fan of anything. But right now, bearishness to me, I still like these lows here. Yeah, I still do. But if we pick up any momentum, I'll just be completely done for the day, because at that point, price is just going to play around. And then PM session still has FOMC. So we still have federal funds rate for the PM session, okay? And that's what price can just be doing all this consolidating for if we don't get this run lower. Because in an ideal world, we shouldn't have left these lows here. We came very close to it. We shouldn't have left those lows. And if we did, S&P, look at S&P, guys. Let's look at S&P for a second. S&P was very close. Like, that's why I'm like, those lows are still attractive, because for S&P, at least, it was right there. Like, you should have, one of them should have ran that out. So that's why in the back of my head, like when liquidity's left like that, it's always going to be back on my mind. Okay, what if price might do something that will lead us to come back to that liquidity that left? And that's what you're seeing here. Whether it does it now or later, I just don't like this low staying in place. All right. So back to NASDAQ. Again, if we get strong momentum, I'll be less of a fan of this trade going lower. But looking across the board, 30 looks like it's giving up, trying to go lower now. S&P looks like it's gravitating lower now. So NASDAQ also is gravitating lower now. So I wouldn't want to see any strength. I want to see these breakers still maintain its ground. And expect to run below here. All right, so S&P looks like it's taking out those lows, come very close to it. So now this does allow NASDAQ to not have to take out these lows, but I still want to see it dry. I'm still going to stick to that mindset first. But S&P, look at S&P, guys. So this is when your trade can become obsolete or start effing around. See how S&P already took out these lows? Okay, and NASDAQ is still up here. If this starts getting momentum, I'll be not excited at all. That's not a good sign. So at this point, this is where NASDAQ does not have to go lower. But we're still going to hold on to it because there's still momentum on S&P. Nothing has changed yet. But ideally, when you see stuff like that SMT where one has already done the damage, that could, and you see yours start turning around, I'm not excited to add to that entry, because then it might be a full reversal. All right. You see all this stalling right here? Not a fan. So we're going to move our stop loss tighter just because. And that's how you read price, guys. You see all that? Not a fan. Now this could lead to a reversal. This is the scenario I was saying where one of them can run out a previous day low, and Nasdaq does not. And then I said this low could be very significant. Now this one right here, I said run below here. This was initially minor, but I said this could be a significant low that will run out if S&P takes out its previous day low, which it did, and Nasdaq does not. So I'm not saying we're fully turned around yet, but my brain is calibrating on those things and thinking about those things as price is moving and how one has done one, the other has not. Meaning one has run lower, the other one has not. Okay, don't say enough about that. It's like to hit my stop. At this point, I don't care. Well, I'm just gonna close it out because I don't really, it is what it is. I'm really expecting this reversal to take place, guys. At this point, I'm expecting to then turn around now. All right. This is like advanced lessons. Super advanced. So now, again, these highs here are still in the cards now. Okay. Now I'm less worried about a run below here. Could it still happen? Yes, but I'm less worried. If we get a nice structure here, then it could be considered for some buys. Okay. Some people that, if you're confident in it, this 5-minute level will be good enough for an entry and just wait for that price to run higher and take out again these highs here. Okay. I might be calling this one a day soon, guys, but this looks good. And then I would expect at this point this to act as an overbought. Again, we're calling everything, guys. Everything is being called. Hope you guys are enjoying this one. Haven't done one of these in a while. Okay, now here ideally should act as an order block, take price higher. That's what I would expect. But I'm not gonna touch a button on this one. I'm ready, done for the day. At least I'll right away for PM session. It's done a lot of deliveries. But here, this is a good watch. Let's study. We can study this to see, does this order block here deliver some bullishness higher? All right, so we had a little deep pull back in here. And really, I like the bodies more, if I'm being real. I really like to see that the bodies act as the order block. So I like how we pulled back in there. Look at the reaction so far. Let's see if this gets momentum to push us higher. So these highs up here, and potentially again, my eyes would be on this right here. Guys, I mean, you can't make this up. You see, see what's happening? Like, this is a masterclass right now. Look at that beauty. All right, now I want to see momentum take place. We need to see momentum, though. All right, this needs to give us some momentum still. Everything's playing out nicely, but I want to see momentum. I don't want to see this candle here start giving up. I want to see momentum. I want to see some highs get taken out. I want to see this high get taken out. All That's not what we want to see. See that right there? That was a wild movie. Wow, this right here is a wild.
Where's all this volume coming from?
That right there, I can't answer that one.
Oh,
what
wow. I don't know, but I just missed these goals. Wow, them bitches.
What is
hey,
this?
Hey, come on now. Out of nowhere, bro. Come on.
This is out of nowhere.
Nah, G, just missed go. Wow.
Wait, what? And see, guys, this is when we came in. That no one can predict. Random move.
Let me see if Trump tweeted.
He must have tweeted something because that
come
right
on, bro.
Hey,
I just my trade, bro.
If anyone's trading out a stop loss today, I'm so sorry, man. That's
nah. He ain't tweet nothing.
Did he say something?
Wow.
I gotta learn.
Nah.
EU. EU. Let's spend it on EU. That was a wild.
Wow. I was really just about to.
I mean, it's about time, anyways, right? Like it's
Yeah.
It's we have what you call later. What's that thing called later? FOMC. So it's kind of like all this ugly price action, like, yeah. All right, guys. So that to me is a cue to get going because that's a wild. At least for me, I'm not gonna do nothing else. That to me is a sign. I'm not about to sit here and fight the markets. Right? Ray did great by calling those. We call those nice little sells. Then I was looking for a buy, so run above here. We did that. Then I did get in one entry here to see if we're gonna continue that movement. But initially, we called sells up down here. I called down here. We call sells here. We actually entered on this one, sells here. And I mentioned how the buys are going to take place, take us higher. We got that. And then the pullback, I wanted to see this structure hold place from low to high. That didn't hold place, but once it dropped below that, I mentioned this level, this down close candle act as breaker. We saw it do that and drop price a little bit, right? And when it did that, S&P went lower. NASDAQ did not. So I expected a pullback. We got that. And then eventually this breaker, it seemed like it still held price and dropped lower. But for being real, this candle here it's not something. This is why you got to trade with a stop loss because this is in 1 minute, this is 160 points drop in a minute, and it really happened quick, like seconds. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta in these markets, you gotta have a stop loss. I cannot emphasize it a lot enough because let's just say, even though you shouldn't be present, but let's say you're following along with how I say here after this order block. And you just say, I'm just not going to put stop loss in. And you had this big move. Man, you're cooked. So, overall, it's a beautiful day, though, regardless. But the truth is, this specific move, no one could see that coming. That's just like a random injection of liquidity. And we're seeing that more often, these Trump markets, we're being real. Ozzy, I don't know if you have anything you want to share or show, but at this point, to me, that's my cue to get going. But yeah. Guys, one last thing here, and I'll give it to Osbo, is these highs here, to me, I'm still eyeing these. And federal funds rate dropping at 1 o'clock and 1:30, so let's watch what happens there. But I still have in mind bullish price action likely on NASDAQ. But with news like FOMC, federal funds rate, this is actually going to be the first, I want to say, federal funds rate where the new chairman, Warsh, is in place. So it's going to be interesting. Everyone's going to hang on to every word he says. So actually, I don't know what the markets are going to do. I'm just going to wait and see what he says and how people react to that. That's going to set the tone of his leadership going forward.
Solid.
Call it a day?
Yeah, call it a day. I got nothing. I don't know what the fuck this market is doing.
Yeah, no, that was a wild move. But all right, guys, again, if you enjoyed this, if you want more content like this, you know what to do. Follow the Equity Highs, send us a DM, and if you drop some emojis, you got some lessons from this, all right? And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
All right, peace out.